Before we start, I just want to quickly thank Rosita Ivanova
Oh, yeah.
for making such a fantastic resource. Her
Yeah.
website, www.aura911.com, it's just this treasure trove of like insightful articles.
It's really cool.
But what's really remarkable is that she's made it accessible to everyone by integrating a translation feature.
Oh,
You
wow.
just click on that green globe icon at the bottom of each page.
Nice.
And poof, it's in your language.
That's amazing.
Be sure to check it out.
Yeah.
And give her a follow on TikTok at rosita.ivanova.aura911
Okay.
for even more great content.
Cool.
Now, 2 of her recent TikToks really piqued our curiosity.
Yeah.
Both focused on readings for November 29th, 2024.
Okay.
One using tarot,
Right.
the other angel cards.
Interesting.
What do you think about all that?
Well, it's fascinating how she's using these different modalities to offer potential guidance and insights.
Yeah,
They each tap into distinct ways of understanding the world and our experiences within it.
absolutely. Let's start with the tarot reading. Rosita features the Joker card in her TikTok, and I have to say that's always a fascinating one to see pop up.
Yeah, the Joker, especially depending on the specific deck used, often acts as a wild card, representing both the potential for chaos and limitless possibilities. It's like a nudge from the universe to embrace the unknown and stay open to those unexpected twists and turns that life throws our way.
Right, and speaking of unexpected, the comment section on that video is just flooded with 888.
Oh, wow.
I've got to admit, that caught my attention. So,
Yeah, it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Especially when you consider the significance of 888 in numerology.
Right.
Abundance, prosperity, good fortune. Seems like a lot of people are tuning into that energy.
and here's where it gets even more interesting. Rosita responds to one comment with a single 8.
Oh, really?
What do you make of that?
No, that's a subtle touch, isn't it?
Yeah,
On one hand, it could be a playful nod to the numerological meaning,
okay.
amplifying those positive vibrations, but there's also a potential deeper layer here. Perhaps it's an invitation to focus on the individual, the self, as a source of power and potential.
That's a really insightful perspective. It reminds us that we hold so much power within ourselves, and sometimes we just need a little nudge to tap into it.
Yeah.
Now let's turn our attention to the second TikTok, the one with the emergency message from the angels.
Okay.
This one sparked a different kind of response,
Yeah.
with a lot of gratitude and affirmations popping up in the comments.
Interesting. What stands out to me in those comments is a collective desire for guidance and support, especially considering how many people are perceiving these times as challenging.
Yeah.
It really underscores that human need to find comfort and reassurance sometimes from a source beyond ourselves.
It's like when things feel uncertain,
Yeah.
we seek a higher perspective, a guiding light, to help us navigate the unknown. But there's also a sense of agency in those comments, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
It's not about passively waiting for the angels to swoop in and fix everything.
Right.
It's about actively engaging with the message and choosing to focus on positive outcomes.
You've hit on a crucial point there.
Yeah.
It's about acknowledging a potential need for assistance, but also recognizing that we have the power to shape our own experiences.
Right.
It's a delicate balance of surrender and proactive engagement.
It's interesting how both these TikToks highlight how people use different practices to seek clarity and meaning in their lives.
Yeah.
Neither is inherently right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's about what resonates with each individual.
I think that's an important takeaway.
Yeah.
These practices, whether it's tarot angel cards or something else, entirely provide frameworks for understanding ourselves and the world around us. But the real power lies in how each person interprets the messages and applies them to their own unique journey.
So for you listening in, what does all of this mean for you?
Well, think of these TikToks as a glimpse into a world of symbolism and interpretation.
Okay.
Whether or not you personally believe in tarot angel cards or any other system, what's fascinating is the human desire to seek guidance and find deeper meaning in our experiences.
It definitely makes you think about the different ways we navigate the unknown and find comfort and hope in times of uncertainty.
Precisely. And it raises an important question.
Yeah.
What methods do you use to find clarity and direction in your life? Do you turn to traditional practices,
Yeah.
seek wisdom from mentors, or rely on your own intuition?
Right.
There's no one-size-fits-all answer.
Of course.
And exploring different approaches can be incredibly enriching.
It's a good reminder that there are so many paths to self-discovery and finding our own sense of purpose.
Absolutely.
Maybe Rosita's work, even if these specific practices don't resonate with you, can spark some introspection.
Right.
What are your go-to methods for making sense of the world around you?
That's a great point. It's not about adopting someone else's beliefs wholesale.
Right.
It's about using these examples as a springboard for your own exploration.
So let's delve a little deeper into what Rosita was actually saying in those TikToks.
Okay.
Starting with the tarot reading, what else can we glean from that Joker card?
Well, remember, the Joker is often associated with new beginnings, unexpected opportunities, and a touch of playfulness.
Yeah.
It's like a reminder to loosen our grip on the need to control everything and embrace the unexpected turns that life can take.
And how does that tie into those 888 comments at Rosita's response with a single 8?
That's where it gets really interesting. If we consider the 8 as representing the individual, the self,
Okay.
perhaps Rosita is suggesting that the abundance, prosperity, and good fortunes symbolized by 888 are ultimately within our own power to create. It's about tapping into our own inner resources and realizing that we have the capacity to manifest our desires.
I love that interpretation.
Yeah.
It's empowering and reminds us that we're not just passive recipients of fate, but active participants in shaping our own realities.
Exactly. It's about recognizing our own agency and aligning our actions with our intentions to create the life we desire.
Now let's shift gears and take a closer look at the emergency message from the angels.
Right.
What stood out to you about the content of that reading? I mean, beyond the general themes of guidance and support, what specific insights did Rosita offer?
Well, while we don't have the exact cards that were drawn, the message Rosita conveyed emphasized trusting our intuition and not giving up on our dreams, even when faced with obstacles.
Okay.
It was a reminder that the angels are always there to support us, but we need to be open to receiving their guidance and actively seek their help.
Right. It wasn't about waiting for a miracle, but about taking inspired action.
Yeah.
And having faith that we're being guided towards our highest good.
Yes.
Even if the path isn't always clear.
And that message resonates so strongly with what we see in the comments, those expressions of gratitude and affirmations. It's like people are recognizing their own inner strength and resilience, but also acknowledging the need for support and guidance from a higher source.
It's like they're saying, I'm ready to step into my power, but I could use a little help along the way.
Right.
And what's so beautiful about Rosita's message is that it assures us that help is always available if we ask for it. It's a powerful message of hope and empowerment, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And it's a message that resonates with me personally.
Yeah.
I think we all have those moments where we could use a little extra support, a reminder that we're not alone on this journey.
For sure. And Rosita's work, especially these TikToks, offer a beautiful reminder that there are countless sources of guidance and support available to us, both within ourselves and from the world around us.
I couldn't agree more. It's about being open to receiving those messages, whether they come from traditional practices like tarot or angel cards, from our own intuition, or from the synchronicities and serendipities that life throws our way.
It's about trusting that we're always being guided towards our highest good, even when we can't see the whole picture.
Exactly. And sometimes the most unexpected sources can offer the most profound insights.
Well, speaking of unexpected sources, Rosita's website is certainly a treasure trove of information.
It is.
And what's really impressive is that she's made it accessible to a global audience through that translation feature.
That's a remarkable feat. It really speaks to her commitment to making these practices and insights available to everyone, regardless of language or cultural background.
It's truly inspiring, and it makes you wonder what other hidden gems might be out there just waiting to be discovered.
That's a great question to ponder.
Yeah.
And perhaps it's a reminder to stay curious, to keep exploring, and to never stop seeking new sources of knowledge and inspiration.
I love that.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the most important takeaway from all of this.
Yeah.
It's not about finding all the answers or having everything figured out. It's about embracing the journey of self-discovery and remaining open to the infinite possibilities that life has to offer.
Beautifully said.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back to continue our deep dive.
Sounds good. So, as we delve deeper into these readings, it's important to remember that these practices aren't about predicting the future.
Right.
With absolute certainty, it's more nuanced than that.
That's a really important point. So much of what we've been discussing revolves around potential possibilities.
Right.
And using these practices as tools for self-reflection and personal growth.
Precisely. These readings can offer guidance and insights, but ultimately we have the power to shape our own destinies through the choices we make every day.
It's like having a roadmap.
Yeah.
But we get to choose which roads to take, which detours to explore.
Right.
And even whether to pave our own path altogether.
What's fascinating to me is how these types of practices can empower individuals.
Yeah.
It's not about blindly following the cards or someone else's interpretation.
Right.
It's about using these tools as a catalyst for self-reflection and personal growth.
It's about asking ourselves, what resonates with me?
Yeah,
What feels true for my journey?
exactly.
And then taking those insights and applying them to our own lives,
Right.
making conscious choices that align with our values and goals.
And it's okay if those choices evolve over time.
Sure.
The future isn't set in stone.
Hmm.
We have the ability to course correct, to adapt,
Mm.
and to create a life that truly reflects our authentic selves.
That's such an empowering message.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we're not just passive recipients of fate,
Right.
but active participants in creating our own realities. And isn't that a theme that echoes throughout history?
You're absolutely right. Across cultures and throughout time, humans have always sought ways to understand the unknown and find meaning in their experiences, whether it's through tarot, angel cards, astrology, or other practices.
Mhm.
The underlying desire is the same, to connect with something greater than ourselves
Right?
and gain insights that can guide us on our journey.
And it's not just about predicting the future, right?
So,
It's about gaining a deeper understanding of ourselves, our strengths, our challenges, and the patterns that might be holding us back.
exactly.
Yeah.
These practices can offer a mirror to our subconscious, helping us see ourselves more clearly
Yeah.
and make more informed decisions. Sometimes that's exactly what we need.
Right.
A gentle nudge in the right direction, a fresh perspective to help us see things in a new light.
It's like having a wise friend or mentor offering guidance and support,
Yeah.
encouraging us to tap into our own inner wisdom and make choices that align with our highest potential.
And speaking of wise friends, I'm so impressed with Rositza and the insights she shares through her website and TikToks.
Yeah.
She's created such a welcoming space for people to explore these practices and find meaning in their own lives.
I agree. Her work is a testament to the power of sharing knowledge and empowering others to find their own paths to clarity and fulfillment.
And what's truly remarkable is how she's made these practices accessible to a global audience
Right.
through her website's translation feature.
It's a game changer. It breaks down barriers and allows people from all over the world to connect with these traditions and find guidance and inspiration in their own language.
It really speaks to the universality of these practices. No matter where we come from or what language we speak, we all share the same fundamental desires for meaning, purpose, and connection.
It's a beautiful reminder that we're all in this together, navigating the complexities of life and seeking to make sense of it all.
And while the specific practices we choose may differ,
Right.
the underlying intention is the same: to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life.
So to you, our listener, we pose this question: what practices resonate with you? What tools do you use to find clarity, guidance, and inspiration in your own life?
Perhaps Rositza's approach has sparked your curiosity about tarot or angel cards, or maybe it's something else entirely. The key is to be open to exploring different paths and finding what truly speaks to your soul.
Take a moment to reflect on the messages that stood out to you in these TikToks. What resonated with you? What sparked your curiosity? And how might you incorporate these insights into your own journey of self-discovery and growth?
Remember, there are countless paths to explore, and no one right way to find meaning and purpose.
Right.
It's all about embracing the journey and trusting your own inner guidance.
And on that note, let's dive even deeper into some of the specific concepts that Rositza touches on in her work.
Okay.
I'm curious to explore her perspective on intuition
Yeah.
and how we can cultivate a stronger connection to our inner wisdom.
That's a fantastic area to focus on. Intuition is such a powerful tool, and yet it's often overlooked or dismissed in our modern world.
It's like we've been conditioned to rely on logic and reason,
Right.
but sometimes those gut feelings are trying to tell us something important.
Absolutely. Rositza emphasizes the importance of listening to those whispers of intuition, those subtle nudges
Yeah.
that can guide us toward our highest good.
So how do we actually cultivate a stronger connection to our intuition? What are some practical steps we can take to become more attuned to that inner voice?
Well, one practice Rositza recommends is creating space for stillness and reflection.
Okay.
It's about quieting the mind, disconnecting from the constant stream of information and distractions,
Right.
and simply being present with ourselves.
It's like hitting the pause button on the external world
Exactly.
and tuning into our internal landscape.
And in those moments of stillness, we can start to notice those subtle whispers of intuition,
Yeah.
those intuitive flashes that often come in the form of feelings, images, or even just a sense of knowing.
It's like learning to read a different language, the language of our soul.
And just like learning any new language, it takes practice, patience. and a willingness to be a beginner. We might not always get it right,
Right.
but the more we practice tuning in, the stronger our intuitive muscle becomes.
It's about trusting that inner voice, even if it doesn't always make sense logically.
Exactly. Sometimes the most profound insights come from a place beyond logic and reason.
Yeah.
It's about having faith in our own inner wisdom and allowing it to guide us.
And what I find so inspiring about Rositz's work is that she provides practical tools and techniques to help us develop this intuitive connection. It's not just about abstract concepts, it's about actionable steps we can take to empower ourselves.
I completely agree. She emphasizes the importance of creating a daily ritual or practice that supports our intuitive development.
Like what kind of rituals?
Well, it could be something as simple as spending a few minutes each morning in meditation or journaling or engaging in activities that spark our creativity and connect us to our inner world, such as painting, dancing, or spending time in nature.
It's about finding what works for us and creating a sacred space where we can connect with our intuition and nourish our soul.
And it's about being consistent. The more we prioritize this connection, the stronger it becomes.
So if you're listening and feeling inspired to explore your own intuition, remember that it's a journey, not a destination.
Yes.
It's about being curious, experimenting with different practices, and trusting the process.
And it's about celebrating those moments when you feel that intuitive spark ignite within you.
Yeah.
Those are the moments that remind us that we are connected to something far greater than ourselves.
And those moments can be transformative, leading us toward a life that's more aligned with our authentic selves and our soul's purpose.
And sometimes those intuitive nudges lead us to unexpected places, opening doors to new possibilities and adventures that we never could have imagined.
Speaking of unexpected places, Rositz's website is a treasure trove of information on all sorts of fascinating topics.
It is.
Related to spirituality, personal growth, and esoteric wisdom.
I'm particularly intrigued by her work on energy healing and the subtle energy systems of the body.
Me too. It's like she's opening up a whole new world of understanding about how our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs can impact our physical well-being.
It's fascinating how she connects ancient wisdom traditions with modern scientific understanding, bridging the gap between the seen and the unseen.
It's like she's reminding us that we are more than just our physical bodies. We are beings of energy interconnected to a vast web of life. And that connection, when we tap into it, can be incredibly powerful.
I couldn't agree more. And as we continue to explore these concepts, I think it's important to approach them with an open mind and a willingness to challenge our preconceived notions. We might just discover something that changes our entire perspective on life.
And isn't that what it's all about? Expanding our awareness, embracing new possibilities, and continuously evolving on our journey of self-discovery.
Beautifully said. And as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's take a moment to appreciate the power of knowledge and the transformative potential that lies within each of us.
We'll be back soon to continue our exploration of Rositz's work, delving even deeper into the mysteries of the universe and the infinite possibilities that await us when we dare to open our hearts and minds.
Until then, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep trusting the journey.
You know, it's like we all have this internal compass guiding us towards what we're meant to be and do in this world.
Exactly. And sometimes practices like tarot or angel cards meditation or something else entirely can help to fine-tune that compass, sharpen our intuition, and make us more aware of the subtle signs and synchronicities that are always guiding us.
Yeah, and even if we don't always understand the messages right away, or if they seem a bit cryptic at first, the act of engaging with these practices can spark something within us, prompting us to ask deeper questions and seek answers beyond the surface level.
It's about cultivating a sense of curiosity and openness to the unknown, trusting that there's a wisdom and intelligence at play that's far greater than our limited human understanding.
And sometimes the answers we seek aren't found in the cards or the stars, but in the quiet moments of reflection. In the stillness of our own hearts, where we can connect with that inner voice of wisdom and guidance.
It's about remembering that we're not alone on this journey. We have access to an infinite source of love, support, and guidance, whether we call it the universe, source energy, our higher self, or simply our own intuition.
And it's about trusting that we have everything we need within us to navigate the challenges and embrace the opportunities that life presents.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Rositz's work, I want to leave you with this thought. What if you approached each day with a sense of wonder and possibility, open to receiving guidance and support from unexpected sources?
What if you allowed yourself to be guided by your intuition, trusting that you're always being led towards your highest good, even when the path ahead isn't always clear?
Remember, you are a powerful creator, and you have the ability to shape your reality through your thoughts, beliefs, and actions.
So go out there, embrace the unknown, and trust that the universe has your back.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of tarot, angel cards, and intuition.
Until next time, keep seeking, keep exploring, and keep trusting the journey.